Have you ever wondered what the unpopular girl will tell you if she could go back in time? How have things changed? Does it stay the same? Because at the time it really does feel like you're forever gonna be a wallflower and your life's gonna be determined by that. Plot twist, it doesn't, and welcome to this video. My name is Hayley, for those that don't know me yet, and I was what you can call a wallflower, self-made. I have to admit that I was always very quiet. I didn't speak much at school, high school, especially in high school. I remember everyone was always talking about, everyone always had something to say. And I would listen to everyone and pay attention, and I will want to speak. This is the thing, I will want to speak up. But there was something inside of me that didn't let me. I remember being inside my head, telling myself, and I remember this as if it was yesterday, 3, 2, 1, speak. Okay, now speak, 3, 2. I swear, but it just wasn't within myself. I wasn't that outgoing. There was always a popular girl talking about, oh my gosh, my house is the best, oh my god, and or just some others talking normal, but I couldn't just make myself be that. So that made people leave me alone. I feel like this is a trauma, literally a trauma that I've carried, but also I don't like to pity myself. I don't like to practice self-pity. It is what it is what happened, but I love talking about it. I love talking about my experience, and I love trying to help others. And I love telling you that now, a few years later, high school, and after high school, it does get better, and it does change, and you become a normal human, and you're not the wallflower anymore. And the thing is, believe it or not, a few years from now, you will not even remember those people, or you will, but you won't see them often. Maybe because you've moved or they've moved. In my situation, it's even crazier because listen, we tend to live in the same village all of our lives. Everyone that went with me to high school, I still don't see them on the street. I don't see them anywhere, and they don't see me. And most of them, I have no idea which path they decided to take in their lives. I don't know if they're working, if they're not working, what they studied. Maybe if I talk to my best friend, we think, oh, you remember this girl in school? Do you know what she's doing? But that's about it. That's how far as it goes. So my point is, don't you worry, honey. You do forget. You start to make your own life. You will remember, obviously, that you were left out, left alone, that you were really quiet. You will remember those things, that you were not popular. But they will really become a part of the past, and they won't be in your life and in your story forever. Because I know the time, and I remember how I felt, and it just felt like they were always going to be in my life. It felt like that feeling, that emptiness, it just felt like it was something that I will never be able to get rid of. Like, it will always stick to me, no matter where I went, what I did. It would always be somehow within myself. And you're going to think about it, and you will remember it, of course. But it won't stay with you forever, because I barely think about that every day, about those years that I didn't have friends, I was alone most of the time. No, I mean, I had like 2 friends, that's about it. But yeah, I was left alone. There were many situations in which I was left alone, and those situations were painful. They really shaped who I was, who I am. But truth of the matter is, now I don't give a damn. I am so happy. I am focusing on myself. I've realized I wasn't antisocial. I just didn't like those people. I actually think it's pretty cool being considered a wallflower, because it means that you have critical thinking, and it means that you choose very wisely who you surround yourself with. most of these people that are very popular and get along with everyone, they tend to be quite fake. You'll probably see them getting along with someone in one day, and the day after, they want to kill each other. They hate each other so bad. And I think it's actually beautiful to be picky and to have critical thinking and to be like, okay, you're not what I like. You do not represent me. I do not want to hang out with you. So I actually think I was pretty cool now thinking about it. And the beauty about it is you'll meet people in your life years later that will have experienced just what you did. Just like I did, just like you did. I've met so many people that experience the same thing. Like we've been talking about high school and then they will mention something similar and I'm like, oh my gosh, no, I was always along as well, because there are so many people like you, so many people like me, and the comfort that brings, it's magical. It's magical. So my point is that it does get better and you do find people that you connect with and you realize that you're not weird, there's nothing wrong with you, you just didn't or hadn't met your people. You had not met the people, because if you think about it, it's very limited, it's not like a massive space and in like real life, it's just all it's very small circle at the end of the day, and everyone hangs out with each other, so it's like they become each other copies. When you go out in the world years later, you realize, wow, I actually wasn't that much of an introvert. I actually just had not found my people. And that's why when I wanted to talk or speak up and I tried to force myself, yet words didn't come out of my mouth. It wasn't because you didn't want to, it's just because they were not for you. And that's okay. So that's just what I want to say. It won't matter. Look, sometimes I even see some of these people that were with me in high school and that did ugly things to me. And it's fine. I mean, like, it's a bit weird. Okay, at first you're like, oh, but you have a different mindset. I'm happy with my life, so I'm just... In fact, it was hilarious because I remember I went to a shop and I saw someone that, she was like typical super rude person. And I remember a story that, I was all the time alone in the trip and a girl randomly took my camera. It's like, oh, I'm gonna take a picture of you. And she asked a friend, oh, I posed with her, because she probably saw that I was alone all the time. And that other girl was like, no. And like, I don't know, it was just so rude, It was just like as if I was a disease, as if I was a walking disease. So, and I remember at the time that made me feel like shit. It was like, oh, okay, alone again. But I'm not a resentful person. So I remember when I saw her years later, recently I acted like I knew her, like, hi. And what's hilarious? Like, she just treated me normal, obviously, like a customer, like a client, but she didn't act a minimum like she knew me, which is fine. But my point is that you will not care in a few years. And at the time, I felt like just like you, I felt like it's the end of the world. Oh my gosh, I'm like wallflower, no one likes me, I'm always gonna have like 0 friends, I'm never gonna be able to talk to people. No, it's not true. The thing is that normally we can only see our present and what it's in front of our faces. Obviously, it's very hard for you to picture yourself 10 years later or 3 years later or 4 years later, because you're like, how can I know that? Well, I'm telling you, it gets better. You become a normal functioning adult. And even if you are not a normal functioning adult, you find your people. And I think this video is necessary. It was necessary for me to do. Sorry if I'm speaking super fast. I'm quite nervous. I have a flight soon, but I just suddenly felt the urge to unpack this from the suitcase and do this video. I was like, I need to tell someone this. Someone needs to hear this right now. And like I did need to hear it, and I didn't have the chance. No one was able to tell me that. And I wish I had that video that told me it's gonna be so okay. You're not always gonna be unpopular, and if something being unpopular makes you way cool, because it means that you actually choose who you want to surround yourself with. So that's the point of the video. Sorry if I'm talking so fast, if I'm not pronouncing properly. I'm Spanish and I'm nervous, I'm taking a flight, and I'm waiting for a delivery of water and milk because I want to have a coffee. I know I'm insane, but like I just felt the urge, so I need to check it on the phone, and I'm like, but I feel the need to do this video. So I really hope that you light up a spark within your heart and that it made you feel like, wow, you know, it's fine. In a few years, I won't care about this, and these people, I won't even see them, even if I live in the same village, because it is true. You don't see them. You don't see them. You're like, oh my God, I wonder what happened with their lives, but you don't see them. They will never, or they will not always be a part of who you are, and that's just what you need. Like I need it. And it makes me happy because I did find my people, and it's so amazing. And look at me, I'm not quiet or antisocial. You just need to find your people and to find yourself. I love you. I'll see you in the next video. And if there is anything that you want me to talk about, any advice you would like to hear from me, I am all ears. I love you, and I'll see you in the next video.